Okay, so here are the seat pedestals on my 68 bus, and actually the driver's side ones look pretty good. The other side was just completely tore up, but as you can see, they're just kind of crusty, and since the other one was tore up, then I needed to replace it. Went online in the forums and basically was told that for the 68 there, these cover things, they don't make them to fit. And when I lift it up, I see already general crustiness. That is disgusting. So my plan was to clean it up and make it pretty so that I can drive in style. So I'm just going to show you where I started on the other side first this morning. I woke up at about 6:30 from the dogs and felt a little motivated. So I removed the seatbelt, and for those girls out there like me who this is brand new to, I use one of these. I think it's called a wrench, and I just took it out. And same on the other side with the other seatbelt clip, but basically just pulled it off. This stuff is just glued on, and over the years it's gotten like really sticky and crusty. It's so disgusting in here. So once I removed it all, I sprayed all over this awesome stuff called Goo Gone, and it's super cheap, like $5 I think. And then I'm going to start scrubbing it here pretty soon. The only thing that kind of stumped me was this electrical outlet here. I originally started to take off the screws, but then I didn't know, I didn't want to mess with anything, so I just came up with a clever idea, and you'll see when we're finished. I got this little X-Acto knife and I cut around it, and so when I lay the fabric down, I will go ahead and cut the fabric out and then put a nice little border on it so you can't even tell my ghetto fabulousness. So for right now, I'm going to get a sponge stamp and start scrubbing this grossiness off. And then once I scrub it off, I'm going to show you what I'm covering it with. Okay, so actually I'm kind of mid-scrape here, and I don't know if you see, but that sponge lasted about 2 seconds on that disgusting thing. So what I decided to do instead was get, I think this is called like a putty scraper or something like that, and go to town on it with the putty scraper. And as you can see, it's getting a lot of it on there. Some of that was like almost like foam, so I think it might have been on the underside of the stuff, but once you put the Goo Gone and let it sit, it really does help. And then especially on the old adhesive, this stuff right here, that's the old adhesive. So you can see, I'll hold the camera and scrape at the same time. See that like snot stuff? That's the old adhesive. And the reason why I wanted to scrape it all off is not because I'm super OCD about things, which is true, but I didn't want there to be extra stuff on top of the paint, because when I spray the next level of adhesive, I want to make sure that it really stuck. So I will continue on with this endeavor, and then once I get done, I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like finished and nice and clean, or as clean as I can get it. Okay, so I was able to get a lot of the boo-boo off. I know there's still some left, but it's fairly dry, and it's definitely not quite as thick as it was before. So the project that I started working on now is to get the floor mats in. So basically what I did is I took some grocery bags and I just laid them down in the area and I cut them to size, so kind of just like making a little map, and taped it together. Then I traced it on the material that I was going to use. In this case, it's like a black vinyl. It's not too thick or anything, so I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll see how it goes. So now that I have my pieces cut, I have a top piece, and then I have a side piece that's going to, as you can see, I've tried to form it by hand, wrap around there, and then the top piece will lay on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stuff right here, spray adhesive, and I'm going to spray it on here, and then I'm going to push the fabric up against it, and what I'm going to try to do is tuck these in like that. And then once I get it set, then I can trim any extra that I need to, so that the top fits on with a little bit of accuracy. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I got the first part on. It's drying right now with the spray adhesive, and all I did was just kind of pinch it down in here and then make sure I sprayed it down here. As you can see, I did not cut the hole over the outlet yet, because I want to make sure that the whole piece goes on just fine before I make that incision. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do on the side. I'm probably going to do some sort of, I'll have to go ahead and serrate that with the knife, and hopefully that looks good. And the thing that made it easier was just to keep a little extra flap and then use the floor mat to help keep that down in position. So far, looks okay. So now I'm going to do this other side over here, which seems to be the trickier side. Okay, so here's what it looks like. That's a little ghetto, I know, but I think the top will cover it just fine. As you can see, I've tucked the pieces under the floor mat, so it's actually pretty nice looking. This is still staying pretty secure. My little X-Acto knife sucks, so it kind of looks a little funky in some places, but no worry, I'm going to bedazzle that and no one will even know. So now I am ready for my top piece. I want to make sure that that sticks so we don't have any issues. And actually, my bus, I don't know if everyone's came with one of these things, so it'll actually go on top and hold it in place. So if it doesn't stick too much down here, I'm not too worried about that. So now I'm ready for my top piece. Okay, so here it is, almost final. I just need those bedazzlings on the back like I was talking about, but this is what it looks like. And let me put my soda down. The only thing I did is I left open a little flap here because there is like a little hidey hole in there to get stuff, so I didn't want to cover that up completely, so I didn't glue that part from about like here down. But other than that, that's the seam. That's what it looks like along the side. And I totally forgot to cut the holes before I glued it down, but all I did was take a screwdriver because I knew about where the holes were, and I just kind of tapped with the screwdriver till it punched through, and then I just cleared it out with the X-Acto knife. And then here's what it looks like on the back with this little strip on. So it actually doesn't look too bad. Is it the best job ever done by anyone? No. Will it last forever? Probably not. But does that look a lot prettier than all that crustiness? Oh, hell yes. So if you're watching this and you've never messed with cars before like I have, I hope you learned something from me. If you do mess with cars and you think I'm a complete fool, that's okay, because I'm learning as I go here. But that's what I got for replacing the Pedestal material on a 1978 Volkswagen bus.